Hey everybody, Sina Vinisa Kaltungo here, plastic surgeon, fitness, wellness, and well-being coach. I'm talking today about how, as leaders, we need to be very careful because our actions and inactions, whether we like it or not, shape the behaviors and leadership styles of everybody who is watching us. And I'd like to illustrate and dedicate this video to my professor, all my teachers, but especially Professor Oluwatosin, a foremost plastic surgeon who everybody considers as a daddy. For several of the key disciplines he instilled in me and all his trainees are shaping my style and my outlook in life till today, more than 15 years after I qualified as a plastic surgeon. So we're having what we call a mortality meeting. Mortality meetings are where you sit down. We call them mortality meetings or morbidity mortality meetings, depending on what center you're training in. We discuss cases that have been done, patients that have been seen, what went wrong, what went right, what can we do better, what can we prevent next time. And for anybody who's been in a residency training, you know this is like the resident, the person who's going to make the presentation, feels like he's like in a Roman arena, and the senior teachers are like lions waiting to pounce on you. So we tend to be very jittery. Here I was a senior registrar, almost finishing my training, and I was making the presentation. I was supposed to make the presentation the week before, but for some reason time was up and we couldn't present, and it was shifted to the next week. Now for this next week, I naturally assumed that my prof was going to be there, even though I'd forgotten to remind him that it was going to be shifted to the next week. So they asked me a lot of questions that were a little above my level of training, and the next thing they usually will ask is, so where is your teacher, where is your professor, did you tell him? And I don't know why I instinctively said yes, of course, because most likely because I was jittery, like most residents are during that period. I don't know why we ever felt as if we're going to be eaten, because to be honest, those are supposed to be learning processes, not a witch hunt, but somehow we just feel as if it's a witch hunt. So I said yes. The moment I said yes, I regretted it. And incidentally, he was sitting at the back, and then he just got up and started to talk, answered the questions, and everything went well. Okay, so I was waiting after the meeting for him to say, why did you say you told me when you didn't? But he didn't say anything. We had clinic that same day. He treated me like as you would his daughter, because if I was his daughter, I don't think he would have treated me any better than he treated me throughout the period when I trained under him. And everything went well, and till today, I've never heard any of his trainees, any of his contemporaries say anything but pleasant words about him. So fast forward to 15 years now, I've finished residency. Yes, I've been a plastic surgeon for 15 years. And I had a situation where there was some VIP patients, and one of the hospital administrators called me and was asking about a patient. And to be honest, well, with age, you tend to be a bit forgetful, and around this period, we tend to get a lot of patients. So the resident said he had told me about the patient, but I couldn't remember. So I told the administrator, well, I'm sure he probably told me about it, and this like a cold case. And they know that if there's a cold case, tell me about it, and if I agree with your decisions, I tell you to go on. And he kept pressing, but I insisted. And somebody who was listening said, why are you always jumping in support of these residents? These residents are not as disciplined as we were during our days. But I said, well, he most likely told me, and if he didn't, I'll sit down and find out. And when I do find out, if I need to put in any corrective measures, I will. It was easy for me to throw him under the bus, throw the residents under the bus. But no, those skills that my prof passed down to me those years back have shaped my outlook to my contemporaries, to my juniors, and even to my seniors till today. So again, I dedicate this to Professor Oluwatosin. You're a father, and I pray that all that concerns you will be good. Thank you very much.